Alright. We are recording. Off on a little camp trip. Got my bike loaded down. Heading on out. We're going to record the first few bits here. And then I'll probably just record some of the highlights of the trip, some of the nice areas, and then I'll record some of the camping, kind of towards the end, I guess, middle, beginning, and last probably. So farthest I've been away from home on my bike, yet I did a 2-hour trip not that long ago, but this is 2 hours back to my hometown and then like another 30 to 45 minutes past, so kind of see how this goes. My nose is a little bit running because of the dang weather changing. Goes from warm to cold, back to warm. Like right now it's, turn my quad lock on. Like right now it's probably 50 degrees, but it's still a little bit chilly. I've been doing construction here since I moved in. Well, we'll record a little bit. I'll just stop and get gas at some point, because over what my tank will hold or what it will go. I haven't really been getting the best gas mileage on the 500. I don't know if it's because how I ride it or what, but just has not been getting the best gas mileage. But it's fine. I'll probably get around 150 miles to the tank, so I could probably ride all the way there on a tank of gas, but it'd be pushing it, and I don't really feel like pushing it. The sun is in my face. Should have brought my glasses. I got a transition lens, but I feel like it still does not get dark enough. It's a little chilly today. It's supposed to get up in the 70s, I think. So yeah, so I'm gonna record some of this opening ride probably till I get on the highway and going, and then I'll probably pop in and do like some of the cool parts of the ride. I'm not going interstate. I mean, I think I'll be on the interstate for maybe a little bit, but not the whole time. I'm taking like the back roads. It adds like 15 minutes to the trip, but I don't really like being on the interstate if I can help it. If you're on a bike, you're gonna want to see America for America, not just the interstate super slab. I'd rather be seeing like the back country of America than seeing just cars. So essentially why I'm taking that. I'm glad I dressed in layers. I'd have been cold today. It's still a little bit chilly, but it should warm up here shortly. A little sad leaving my wife and dogs at home, but it'll be a good trip. Farthest trip for the Rebel I've done so far, so why not? Sun is pretty bright today. It's not supposed to be too windy. I think like you gust up to 15 miles an hour, I think at high, so not too bad. It was supposed to be gust up to high to like 8, but here we are up to 15. Yeah, so I'll probably cut the video off here, and then I'll add in some shots after. Like this is pretty cool country out here. I just feel like you never see any like I would search and search before I got my Rebel, because I was considering a Rebel for a long time, a Rebel 500. I figured 1100 would be too much, which it's really not. But I would search and search for like road trips on the Rebel 500. How does it do on road trips? How does it do on long highway trips? Stuff like that. And I feel like nobody would you'd never see videos like that. So that's part of the reason why I want to make this video. Not the reason, but I feel like nobody makes road trip videos on a Rebel 500. I mean, it's rare. But showing you guys it is possible. I mean, so you guys can kind of understand, I'm 6 foot, like 230, so, and this is a Rebel 500 SE. It's a 2024. I fit it pretty well. Like, I'm also not like, my legs aren't super long, so I like 32-inch inseam, so I feel like it's about average. So for my height at 6 foot, I mean, I feel like it does feel pretty well. Like, I feel like I got full control of the bike compared to like, I do want to eventually get a venture bike, just because I like camping off my bike. So it makes more sense, or it makes sense for me to have an adventure bike. So I went and sat on a few, like, I really like the KLR 650 because it's like unkillable, and it's got a proven record of reliability. It's just basic, it's not too expensive, so when I drop it when I'm off-road, because it will happen when I drop it, I won't be as hurt. But yeah, but for like me, like what I'm doing, like Turbo 500, well, I mean, it works. It'll get you A to B, and I mean, it's not super fast. It's not going to cruise at 9. It'll cruise at 85, 87, pretty easy. Like I showed earlier, I was cruising at 85 pretty easily. But like right here, I'm just cruising at 64, 65. I got my little throttle lock here. The throttle lock works surprisingly well. I mean, obviously it's not as good as factory cruise control, but for 15 bucks, and you can rest your hands whenever you need to, you can't beat it. I mean, for 15 bucks, why not? I will say the only bad thing about this road is there are some decent bumps, but anyway, sorry, that's a tangent. But for 15 bucks, add cruise control. I got my phone for GPS. I got a tank bag. Added this touring windscreen, which, as you can see, it's kind of flimsy. And I don't know if it's because of this weight on there on top. But I bought this for about 15 bucks. It's just a little clip-on. I got it on, I think Amazon is where I bought it. If you guys want to know where I got it, I can link it in the description. But it does. So before I would ride, it would like kind of like the top of my head. It would kind of push my head around and create like pressure on my head, which it wasn't like unbearable. It wasn't terrible. But I wanted to see if there was a way I could mitigate it, like to make it where it wasn't really pressing on me at all, if I could. And I feel like this piece did work. It works for me at least. I'm 6 foot, so if you're 6 foot or 5'11", maybe even 5'10", I feel like it'll fit you pretty well. But I'm still running the stock tires. I was told that it rides smooth even with these Dunlops, or I don't know if it's Dunlap or Dunlop, either way. So it rides smooth even with the Dunlaps. But I was told that I think they're Michelin Cruisers or Commanders, something like that. I'll have to look into it. YouTuber Slight Moto, he recommended them. So whenever I do have to replace it, I'm going to ride these tires until I have to replace them. I mean, I might as well. They ride decent. I was told it'll improve the ride. As far as like other upgrades I'm going to do, I kind of want to put a little fairing on it. I'm not positive. Just don't know if I want to spend the money on it when I'm trying to get an adventure bike too. I do want a little bit bigger saddlebags. I want the Vikings Street Division. They're like 27 liters. I do think I want those. It's really all I can think that I'm going to. I do want a bigger bag for like my. I do got one of those. It's an Amazon one. It's like a tail. It's like a tail luggage rack for the rear. The bag I got, it's only like a 15 liter or something. So preferably I get like, I can either get the bigger version, like the Kimimoto one. It's Kimimoto is the one I'm running, but I can either get the bigger one, or I can just keep using what I got, which I'm not against. I mean, it's not terrible. I feel like it stored all my camp stuff this trip. I did leave my tarp behind, but I don't think it's gonna rain. So, because this took up too much space, and I kind of want to stop and get me a few like sodas or something to drink. That is other than water. Not a huge water guy. I know that's not good, but just not a huge water drinker. But yeah, so the bike's just fine. I mean, it handles fine. I think the only complaint I got with it, like the only legit complaint, is the fact that the tank you only get like 150 to 180 miles out of it. If it had like an extra gallon in it, like you get like, say you get 240 230, 240, I mean, I feel like it would be perfect. Oh yeah, upgrades. Random. Sorry for my ADHD brain. But I do eventually, I got a cheap like VSMT or VSTM, some cheap Amazon 2-up seat. It's the one that's like together. I do want to get a Mustang seat eventually, but $400 is just, it's not cheap, but I've heard it's definitely worth it. So I will eventually upgrade my seat to the Mustang seat. I just feel like it would make me like the longer rides more. It's still comfortable right now. Like, I still think it's comfortable. I mean, if I had like a really good seat on here, I don't think I'd have any problem cruising 4 to 6 hours like in one day. This will be one day, it'll be about 3-hour trip in one day, which is the longest, definitely the longest I've done, because I'm not coming back. And if it was it's not a round trip, I'm staying there for a day or two. So 3 in one day is, and I'm still pretty comfortable. Like I'm like an hour in right now, an hour and 20 minutes in or so, and I'm still comfortable. Like, obviously I got fatigued, but I'm gonna put it on the fact that I went to Topgolf last night and was there for a few hours just swinging the club, and I've never golfed before, so my form probably wasn't the best. So, but I'll blame it on that. But yeah, I mean, as far as like road trips on the Rebel 500, I mean, you don't need much more. I don't think the Rebel 1100 is like any bigger in size. I think just the engine's bigger, as far as I know. I'm not positive, but that's what I think. I don't think it's much bigger. So as far as like size wise, I mean, it's not a touring bike, obviously. It's a little like a naked cruiser, but it'll get the job done. I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it's not overly uncomfortable. It's not like so bad that you're an hour in and you're hurting. I'm like an hour and 20 minutes, which I did a 2-hour trip not that long ago. So I didn't film it because I didn't have my GoPro set up yet, but I'm gonna make that trip again eventually, and I'm gonna film it so I can show you guys how cool that little area is that I was at. But an hour and a half in, it's still pretty comfortable. But yeah, it's a beautiful area, I think. I mean, I love the country like this. I feel like it's pretty out here. I like it. Got a little tent here, a little one-person budget tent. My bike set up, a little campfire area, and then next to the creek. Let's check out the creek. We'll walk down there. Can't beat it, man. Don't get much better than that. Figured I'd give you guys an update. I have arrived. I wanted to film the last little bit, but my GoPro died, and I really didn't want to pull over to change the battery. So yeah, nice little camp spot got going up in here. So go back up here, check out the .500. Should be good getting down here. Got my little setup there. Got a quad lock on there. Got a little throttle lock.
visor, and then my little tent. And then I'll build a fire right there, and I'll post some more, or I'll add some more video to this of the fire. But yeah.